We're ready when you are.
Okay, great. Let us call to order the June 18th meeting of DASNY. I want to first welcome our newest member, Kent Siveroop of Syracuse University. We are so excited to have a new board member. During his 11-year term so far, he's overseen transformative growth and helped drive Syracuse forward, also focusing on technology. So that's super cool. We're very excited to welcome him and look forward to benefiting from his higher ed insight. Kent, do you want to say a word or two? You don't have to.
I'll be very brief. Grew up in Rochester. I still have a Rochester accent, but have been a Syracuse fan. So with all ethics rules, we'll be happy to provide orange bling to anybody.
How's the football team look this year?
Really, really good.
Good. All right.
So this is a trash talking board with a lot of partisanship, as representing the SEC here. So we're really glad you're here, and we're hopeful that we can really benefit, that DASNY will benefit from your expertise in higher ed. So it's super great to have you here. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to President Rodriguez to introduce the interns. There are, it looks like, close to 20 here. Janice, you don't have one up there with you.
I'm sorry. No, none.
At least they would keep you company.
Exactly. We got to work on it.
Okay.
How about a fly up next session, Jen?
I know. I feel like we want to come and
I think
support
you
you.
do. Yes, please.
Okay. All right, Robert, you want to take us through the interns?
Sure,
We have our
thank
3
you.
here.
Yes, we're very excited. This represents, I think, one of the largest intern classes that DASNY has ever had. We're at 24 interns across various offices, with Rochester represented as well. I think we're proud of the opportunity to create the next generation of leaders in construction and finance, and have a really diverse group of candidates here from schools pretty much all across the state, with a variety of interests. They have all shown a tremendous desire, willingness, and energy level that we welcome here at DASNY, and look forward to sharing their insights and their individual personalities with each of the board. I think we have met already and are committed to fostering their development here this summer, and hopefully building that pipeline of future employees for DASNY as a result. So with that, I'll turn it over to the interns to briefly introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Michaela Spino. I'm majoring in architecture. I actually just graduated last month from Hudson Valley Community College with an Associates of Architectural Technology. I'm looking forward to continuing my education and pursuing a Bachelor of Architecture. And my applications are currently under review at the University of Texas at Austin and the University of Miami. And I'm interning under James Lagoni in the construction department.
Right.
Good morning. My name is Ali Al-Mujani. I go to Arizona State University, majoring in mechanical engineering with concentration in energy and environment. I'm interning here under Bill Donlan in the construction and design department, and specifically in the construction division.
Good morning, my name is Colby Phelps. I attend Russell Sage College. I have a business administration major, and I am interning under Jason Fernandez at the Building Services Department.
I'm Tony Legere. I go to UAlbany for electrical engineering. I'm interning under Ilana Kovac in the construction division.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Ransel. I'm going to my second year of law school at Albany Law, and I am interning under Matt Moore in the counsel's office.
Nice.
Hello, my name is Thomas McGuire. I graduated from Siena here in Albany. I currently attend Penn State Law, so I'm the Big Ten representative. I'm interning in the counsel's office.
Hi, good morning. My name is Araceli Hernandez. Sorry. My name's Araceli Hernandez. I go to U Albany. I'm majoring in economics and I work in the human resource department here under a team.
Good morning, so glad to be here. And my name is Jen. I go to U Albany. Major is business administration, but my concentration is finance and information system business analytic. And I work under Jenna here in the internal audit division. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Anirudh Desai. I'm pursuing my master's in construction management at University of Pittsburgh, and here I'm working in project control department under Chuck.
Good morning, I'm Mariana Mackey. I go to Manhattan College, which is actually in the Bronx. I'm majoring in civil engineering and a business minor. I'm interning under Mount Larkin in the.
Hi, I'm Felicia Carter. I attend Sage College. I'm majoring in graphic design and I'm working under Dan Brown in the communication marketing.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Alicia Patel. I'm majoring in business administration and concentrating in finance and management information systems at Binghamton University. And I'm currently interning under Nairobi Beavis in diversity and inclusion.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emma. I just recently graduated from Connecticut College with a double major in environmental science and geology. I'm interning in the Office of Environmental Affairs under Bob Dorico. Hi, everyone. I am Adriana Tecoco. I'm studying at Binghamton University as well, and I'm studying political science and Spanish with a concentration in global studies. And I am also interning under Nairobi Beavis in the diversity inclusion team.
All right, and that is our Albany interns. And next, Mr. President, we're going to turn to the New York.
New York sounds good.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elior Shurov. I'm a student at the City College of New York. My major is civil engineering with concentration in structural engineering. And I'm interning under Annette Duran at the Downstate Construction Department. And I'm glad to be here and I hope to contribute and learn a lot during my time here.
Hi,
Thanks so much.
my bad. Hi, I'm Janvi. I'm an architect. I'm from India. Currently, I'm pursuing my master's in construction management at NYU. And I'm also a part of Downstate Construction here in New York. And I'm working under two project managers, Lucy and Annette. I hope to learn a lot through this internship.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Kinsella. I'm studying at Lafayette College and I'm studying civil engineering as well. And I'm working under Bill Budenich and Rafael Sosa for construction code compliance.
Love that. Welcome to everybody. We're very excited to have you here. I think this is my first time seeing so many interns at DASNY. So it's a tribute to everybody who works so hard to get you all in. Ask a lot of questions. Do not be shy. People are generous. Everybody wants you to succeed. Take advantage of everything you can, network with each other, and reach out to anybody and everybody on the team.
And we have a number of former interns. Three more to make sure that we announce. We have Ed Say, why don't you go, our interns on screen, and then we'll do Zach and Zali.
Okay, we have more.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jalen, and I'm studying in Boston University, master degree in project management. My major is civil engineering undergrad. Now I'm interning in City College of New York. It's Downstate Construction Department. And have a good day, everyone. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Elgin Lehman. I go to Rowan University, which is in South Jersey. My major is civil engineering, and I intern under Paul Gonsalves at the DASNY office at New Hampton, rebuilding the new Mid-Hudson Psych Center. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Saad, and I'm doing my master's in construction management at NYU with a background in electrical engineering. And I'm working here with Ray Shadood, which is in downstate construction.
Hi, my name is Zach Izzo. I'm currently pursuing my Master's of Architecture at the University of Buffalo, and I'm working under Lauren Lotempio and the construction management team at the Rochester office.
But that does conclude our entire intern class.
Construction management strong. I like it.
We identified a need and we're looking to go young and in our pipeline
Grow it.
develop.
Okay, all right.
I will turn it back to you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Sarah, we have a quorum. I believe we just have Beryl.
We do, and I will, just for the record, let everyone know who is here for board members. We have our board chair, Lisa Gomez, our vice chair, Jerry Romsky, Al Carney, board member. Those are the folks in the New York City office. Here in Albany, we have Ken Evans, Joan Sullivan, Adrian Swazerski, Christina Coughlin, and our newest member, Ken Siverud. And in our Buffalo office, we have Janice McKinney. And absent today are Wellington Chen and Beryl Snyder. And with that, I turn it back to you, Madam Chair.
Okay, great. Let's keep this going. Behind tab 1 are the minutes from the May 8th board meeting. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay.
I'll second.
Al moved, Jerry seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Behind tab 2, the Finance Committee report. Jerry, back to you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We met this morning. We first adopted the meeting minutes from the May meeting of Finance. We then advanced and discussed two offerings. One was a small pit sales tax bond offering, which we recommend that be approved at the board meeting in a few moments. And we also reviewed and also recommend the Columbia offering that's on for a few minutes from now. We also approve we recommend approval of the telephone. And that concludes my report, Madam Chair, unless anyone has any questions or concerns. Thank you very much.
Okay. Behind tab 3 is the aforementioned pit sales tax single approval transaction report. I believe we have Matt presenting along with Chris Reitzel and Sonny Williams. Take it away, Matt.
Thank you. The board is being asked to authorize the issuance of multiple series of tax exempt and or taxable fixed and or variable rate bonds issued at one or more times in an amount not to exceed $1.6 billion. The state would like the flexibility to issue the proposed bonds under either the personal income tax revenue bond program and or the sales tax revenue bond program. However, the current plan of finance is to issue competitively under the sales tax revenue bond program. The authorization is for new money purposes, and the proceeds of the bonds may be used for any authorized. However, the programs or projects expected to be financed by the bonds are summarized in the staff report. The financing will be issued with a term of 30 years, provided, however, that the maximum term for the portion of the financing related to the MTA projects may have a term of up to 50 years. In looking at debt service coverage for the most recent fiscal year ending March 31st, 2024, the debt service coverage on all outstanding state personal income tax bonds is projected to be 8.1 times total debt service, and the debt service coverage on all outstanding sales tax bonds is projected to be 7.7 times total debt service. And finally, the expected ratings of either program are AA1, AA+, AA+, AAA, and we are planning to sell in the second week of July. And Madam Chair, now I would like to hand the presentation over to our co-bond counsels.
Thanks, Matt. This is Chris Reitzel from Nixon Peabody. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us. We're looking forward to working with Matt and Dina, the others on the DASNY team, as well as our co-counsel, Sani, and his team. And also congratulations to the interns. I'd never been a witness to that before. It was very, very interesting. And if there's anything that we can do, from the legal side, as outside consultants to help in any way with the program, we're happy to. So please just let us know. With respect to what's before you today, is the consideration of the adoption of two supplemental resolutions. one under the Personal Income Tax Revenue Bond Program and the other under the State Sales Tax Revenue Bond Program. Each supplemental resolution authorizes individually and together the issuance of up to $1.6 billion of authorized bonds, meaning that in no event will more than $1.6 billion of authorized bonds be issued under the supplemental resolutions before you today. In order to provide maximum flexibility, it is proposed that the board authorize the issuance of bonds under both the general purpose PIT bond resolution that was adopted in 2009 and the sales tax bond resolution adopted in 2013. As described in our letter, the authorized bonds may be issued for any authorized purpose, but are expected to pay for the projects and programs described in the staff report that Matt referred to earlier. Each supplemental resolution permits authorized bonds to be issued in one or more series or sub-series at one or more times, and to be sold on a negotiated basis or through competitive bidding, which is the expectation right now. In addition, all or a portion of the authorized bonds may be issued as tax-exempt bonds and or federally taxable bonds. Each supplemental resolution also provides for an authorized officer of DASNY to execute and deliver supplements to the related financing agreement to reflect any additional issuance under the respective programs. Finally, each supplemental resolution delegates to various officers of DASNY the power to make the determinations described in our letter and to do all things necessary or convenient in connection with the sale and issuance of the authorized bonds. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Sani to talk a little bit more about each program in depth. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Good morning, everybody. I'm Sonny Williams, partner at Bryant Rubino. My partner, Seth Bryant, is also with us today. It's nice to be with you all again, and congratulations. I would add my congratulations to all the interns. As Chris did, it's really amazing to see everyone there. And I would also extend ourselves, as Chris did, to the interns. Just consider us a resource during your summer. I also wanted to personally add to, I'm sure, the hundreds and hundreds of congratulations that President Rodriguez has already received on your appointment and your confirmation. It's great, and we're really looking forward to working with you again. And one last thing, if you don't mind, as a proud Syracuse alum, I wanted to welcome Chancellor Severud. Definitely welcome on board. I hope everyone sees that. I bleed orange, so just wanted to say that. But I won't do the presentation with this on. I know that's wanted to do that briefly. So as Chris said, I'll be giving a brief overview of the PIT and sales tax programs. So with regards to the PIT program, Article 5-C of the state finance law authorizes DASNY and certain other authorized issuers to issue PIT bonds for any authorized purpose. All PIT bonds issued under the general purpose PIT bond resolution are special obligations of DASNY secured by payments to be received by DASNY under the PIT financing agreement with DOB. The PIT financing agreement obligates the state to pay debt service on outstanding obligations from amounts available in the Revenue Bond Tax Fund established by state finance law, subject to appropriation. The Revenue Bond Tax Fund receives statutorily allocated portions of the state's personal income tax receipts, the employer compensation expense program receipts, and the pass-through entity tax receipts. Excuse me. With regards to the sales tax program, Article 5-F of the New York State Finance Law authorizes DASNY and certain other authorized issuers to issue sales tax bonds for any of the purposes for which state-supported debt may or has been issued. All sales tax bonds issued under the sales tax bond resolution are special obligations of DASNY secured by payments to be received by DASNY under the sales tax financing agreement with DOB. The sales tax financing agreement obligates the state to pay debt service on outstanding obligations from amounts available in the sales tax revenue bond tax fund established by the state finance law and subject to appropriation as well. The sales tax revenue bond tax fund receives a statutorily allocated percentage of the revenues collected from the state's sales and compensating use taxes. This concludes our formal presentation, but we're happy to answer any questions that the board may have. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Chris, Matt, and Sonny. Any questions?
None here, ma'am.
All right, may I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Al, thank you. We have a second?
Joan.
Joan. Thank you, Joan. Second from Joan. All in favor to approve the PIT transaction?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great. Transaction is approved. Thank you very much. Moving on to tab 4, the Columbia University Commercial Paper Program, resolution to proceed. I believe we have Dave Ostrander presenting.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, everyone. Board's being asked to adopt a resolution to proceed to establish a commercial paper program on behalf of Columbia University. Staff is requesting authorization to proceed with the issuance of multiple series of tax-exempt and/or taxable commercial paper notes in an amount not to exceed $250 million at any one time. Each CP note maturity will not exceed 270 days and can be rolled for a period of up to 30 years from the date of issuance. No proceeds will be used to finance various capital projects as described in the financing details section of the transaction report. The outstanding obligations of the university are currently rated AAA by Moody's and AAA by S&P, and it's anticipated that the loan agreement will be a general unsecured obligation of the university. The commercial paper notes are expected to be assigned a short-term rating of P1 from Moody's and A1+ from S&P, which is the highest rating for short-term debt. It's anticipated that the university will act as its own liquidity facility provider to pay the principal and interest on the notes when due at maturity if necessary. And lastly, we expect to bring this financing back to the board in July to adopt the financing documents. Unless there's any question, Madam Chair, report.
Okay. Any questions on Columbia?
No.
Great.
Make a
Jerry,
motion.
Jerry's making a motion. Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Give it to Janice. Janice, second. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Fantastic. Thank you. Look forward to serving our longstanding, one of our many longstanding clients at Columbia. Okay, tab 5 is the TELP financing. Jerry's favorite.
My favorite.
Is your favorite. So Portia, I believe you're presenting this.
Madam Chair, I'm going to be presenting. This is Matt Bergen. This is a TELP transaction, the tax exempt leasing program, in an amount not to exceed $25 million for NYSARC Inc. NYSARC plans to finance computer equipment, other equipment, including furniture and appliances, as well as vehicles. Thank you.
Any questions? No. Okay, Al's moving approval. All right.
Second it.
Second from Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great. Motion carries.
By the way, I know Janice is an orange.
Oh, Janice is an orange.
For the new.
And to our newest board member,
Very
thank you,
nice,
Janice.
Nice touch.
Noted.
Very nice.
That's a little bit of buff state over here, Jerry, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Okay, I want to turn it over to to Joan for the audit committee report, as well as the review of the financial statements. Not from Joan, but a discussion of the previous review of the financial statements.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The audit committee met early this morning, and I believe all the board members were also present at the same meeting, so you heard the presentations. The committee listened to Kim Ellis and to representatives from KPMG to discuss the basic financial statements that are for the period ending March 31st, 2024, as well as Kim reviewed the annual investment report with us. In addition, President Rodriguez gave us an update of the Public Authorities Accountability Act annual report, which was included in the package. So we've all had a chance to review that. The committee recommends that full board approval of each item be held today. May I have a motion to approve those aforementioned resolutions?
So moved. Nope, second?
All in favor? Oh, did we have a second?
I second it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
And one last comment, again, for the second time, I'd like to congratulate both Kim and her staff as well as KPMG for a very thorough and timely completion of the reports. Thank you very much.
Okay. Over to tab 7 and Robert Rodriguez for the president's report.
Great, thank you, Chair. I want to take the opportunity to welcome our new board member, Chancellor Kent Severud of Syracuse University. It's great to see so much orange in the house and so much support for our local schools. And as a leader in Central New York, he brings a tremendous amount of knowledge and experience and insight. You've already heard reference to the higher ed strengths that he's bringing, but also his ability to think strategic and make decisions. So will certainly bring tremendous skill and leadership to the DASNY board. So welcome, Ken. We're grateful for your service in this capacity. We also had the opportunity to welcome the interns. I believe there are 24. I heard the number 22, but I do recall we added a few. So we made it to 24, which is our largest class. And as you have all seen, they are tremendous young people who represent an amazing future for New York State. And we're going to do our job to help train them and raise their awareness and support for New York projects and, of course, DASNY. So continue to welcome them. They're in all of our different locations. They joined on May 30th. They have already done site visits in a number of different locations, including City College, Mid-Hudson Site Center, Queensborough Community College. And I believe their motto is interns make for tomorrow's future leaders. That's what we firmly believe, which is why we have them in almost all of our departments across DASNY, including internal environmental affairs, construction, external relations, council's office, code compliance, construction, external relations, and human resources, and others. So we're excited about their contributions, and I am clear and shameless that we are recruiting as many of them after the internship for opportunities, should they be so inclined. Moving on to employee engagement. We have a number of different exciting opportunities in June. We have still ahead of us a lunch and learn with the Office of Environmental Affairs to discuss the role of OEA at DASNY and their unique involvement in the historic Staten Island Courthouse project, which was completed in 2015, and it involved the construction of a courthouse, a parking garage on a city parking lot that was previously the site of a quarantine hospital that was in use from 1799 to 1858. So we'll tell the story of what remains of the quarantine immigrants that were beneath that ground, how we recognized that site, and how it currently comes together to provide services to the residents of Staten Island. So it's about a quarter mile north of the earlier project site. We'll be going there, and there's another project, a new project that's part of that complex that will involve the renovation of a historic courthouse, the renovation of a vacant building, and the construction of a new courthouse building. So we have a long-standing relationship with this site, and in particular with the Staten Island project. In June, we'll also be having a walking tour led by DASNY's Brian Dollard, which focuses on 400 years of history in and around the area of DASNY. I think that was scheduled for today. It might be a little bit hot.
We're rescheduling.
We're wisely rescheduling to preserve health and safety of our members. And so looking forward to that event as well. It's important for us to also recognize that this is Pride Month, and in particular, we'll be participating in the Pride March in New York City on Sunday, June 30th. We certainly had some members participate in Albany last weekend, so we want to continue to recognize and celebrate the lives of those members of the LGBTQIA+ community who are with us here at DASNY. I would be remiss if we didn't recognize that tomorrow many of us will not be working because of the Juneteenth holiday, and that's an opportunity to recognize the emancipation of formerly enslaved people in Texas, and has become widely recognized as an emancipation or Jubilee Day for folks of African American and African descent here in the United States. So we're proudly recognizing that holiday and recognizing the contributions of African Americans and those of African descent in the great state of New York. So I look forward to that. I wanted to also mention a few highlights of our work over the last month. I certainly want to recognize our school district program bond issuance and Portia and her team that did a tremendous job pricing, and we're in the process of closing that transaction, really marquee transaction, $956 million. We were able to provide low-cost tax-exempt bonds on behalf of almost 70 school districts across the state, allowing for permanent long-term fixed rate financing for districts to both refinance their short-term debt and make investments in important capital projects. So we are proud of this work, and I think our ability to do this allows for significant classroom additions, renovations, athletic field improvements, energy efficiency upgrades, safety enhancements, technology updates to promote innovation and collaboration. You know, this is the stuff that matters in communities, that matters in all of our school districts, that matters for our kids who are in the schools, and particularly impacts rural communities. So I think we're proud of that work, and we're also proud of our ability to provide significant low-cost financing to these different locations that participate in this program. And since the inception of the program in 2002, we have issued almost 114 different series for 350 school districts, totaling more than $8.8 billion, which I think is important for people to recognize how just one of our programs can significantly support communities all across the state. In addition to our flagship, which is the PIT transaction, we'll be looking forward to doing in July. And Jerry, that's my favorite. So just, you know.
I'm sure.
So, that one as well. I also want to, in the theme of highlights, of course, recognize Kim and the job that was done by her and her team. I mean, and I recognize KPMG for their support as a partner in this effort to bringing our audit to completion. It's really a sprint from the close of the books, you know, to this day. You know, it's a little over 60 days to provide, you know, really thorough review and our development of our financial statements. So every year it feels amazing and to get to this point. And I think it's because of your skill, your partnership that we're able to do that and achieve a good result. So thank you for that effort. And I want to also recognize Steve, which I hope he will include in his report, some of the work that he's been able to do with SUNY Binghamton and work to create a relationship or recreate a relationship with SUNY Binghamton, allowing us to proceed with future construction projects. I think that was an important accomplishment for his team, and we look forward to that relationship and our ability to deliver for them. So I think we have highlights all across the organization in different areas since our last meeting that are worthy of highlighting and recognition. So with that, there were no, with respect to media outreach, press inquiries were primarily focused on routine questions regarding DASNY financings, construction projects, and grants administered by DASNY. Under seeker report, we have included our attached monthly seeker report. Our monthly grant report is also included for board member review. And finally, as Audit Chair Sullivan mentioned, we are providing, pursuant to Public Authorities Accountability Act, an annual report detailing various activities, including bond issuances and construction activities. This was completed by our communications and marketing group working with senior staff. So I want to thank them for their work putting this together. And thank you for your approval. As such, we will submit those to the appropriate entities in due course. So that concludes my report. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, I believe we need to actually formally approve those, correct? No?
But we did do that all at once in the audit
I
committee
see,
section.
got it. We didn't need a separate board one. Okay, great. All right, got it. Sorry. Never mind.
Madam Chair, excuse me for one moment. I have to turn it over to Nick and Kara to present our procurement report, which is, I think, the last of our mandatory reports. So we'll turn it over to Nick and Kara to make that presentation.
Great, thank you, Rob. Good morning, Madam Chair, board members, senior staff, and other guests. Many of you are looking at some new faces, so let me begin with some introductions. I'm Nick Zarelli, Managing Senior Director of Construction. I have the primary responsibility of overseeing administrative areas in the construction division, which includes procurement, opportunity programs group, project financial administration, and our training function. A year ago, the annual procurement report was presented both by Michael Clay, who was the Senior Director of Opportunity Programs Group, and Matt Moore, the Senior Director of Procurement. Soon after that report, Matt moved into the council's office as Deputy General Counsel. And then, as you know, Michael Clay retired in January of this year. Both the procurement and opportunities program functions have been under my direct supervision during these transitions. So it's with great pleasure that I get to follow those two accomplished individuals with the presentation of this year's procurement report. Luckily, I'm joined by Kara Mallard, who just 10 days ago was named our next Director of Procurement. Kara has been at DASNY since 2006 and started as a term contract administrator in the professional services unit of procurement, progressing to Chief of Professional Services within procurement. Kara has been instrumental in advancing many alternative delivery contracts for DASNY, and we are lucky to have her lead the procurement unit into DASNY's future. So please welcome Kara in this new role. We look forward to working with her as we move both opportunity programs and procurement forward. Regarding the Director of Opportunities program position, we are in the process of seeking a new director and hope to name someone for that position very soon. It's a very exciting time for DASNY as we move forward. With that said, the 2023-2024 procurement report is being presented to you for approval pursuant to the requirements of Section 2879 of the Public Authorities Law. The report includes original procurement contract transactions that have an actual estimated value of $5,000 or more and that were procured per DASNY's procurement policies and guidelines. As the board may recall, the policies and guidelines underwent a comprehensive rewrite and were adopted by the board in January 2023. There have been no revisions to the policy and guidelines since that last action. I won't go through every aspect of the report, but will provide an overall summary and some key highlights. The procurement report reflects original procurement activities and showcases the flexibility that DASNY procurement brings to internal and external clients. The procurement report is largely organized around 4 key areas of DASNY's procurement team supports. Construction services, which represents our capital design and construction projects. Bond financing, which includes activities that support DASNY's private and public financing. DASNY's administration and operations, which includes procurements to support day-to-day operations such as technology, utilities, and internal renovation projects. And lastly, legal services comprising of litigation, personal injury, and other legal services across the aforementioned areas. Across these areas, procurements in 23-24 were valued at $424.5 million. In comparison to last year, while this represents a decrease in the total value of procurement value, the procurement unit actually processed more transactions in comparison to last year. This illustrates that procurement remains a high volume activity, as that value sometimes is driven by certain factors. Things like client funding and timing, among other things, all play a role in the total value we procure. but certainly procurement and OPG remain busy, high volume units. DASNY procurements are awarded using both competitive and non-competitive methods per DASNY's policy and guidelines. Approximately 377 million, or almost 89%, were performed via competitive bids or competitive proposals by DASNY directly. And when factoring the use of centralized contracts through the New York State Office of General Services, DASNY procures over 95% on a competitive basis. DASNY's procurement and opportunity programs team works hand in hand, make it a priority to create opportunities for MWBEs and SDVOB participation across the state. As demonstrated in the report, over $66 million have been directly awarded to MWBE contractors and consultants as prime contractors. But most notably, this does not represent the full value of MWBE impact, as most dollars flow to MWBE's subcontractors through our primes. When considering this aspect of payments through DASNY subcontractors, DASNY obtained an MWBE utilization rate of over 36%, over $215 million, which is an increase to the 35% reported last year. We are very proud of the outreach and compliance efforts of the OPG staff and procurement department. Along with the support of senior staff and the entirety of DASNY, all divisions, units, and personnel, DASNY continues to be a leading authority when it comes to MWBE compliance. I'd just like to end with a summary of some procurement activity. Capital design and construction projects represented 369 million, or approximately 88% of the total original procurements in 23-24. Methodologies in this area include qualification-based professional service contracts, competitively bid construction contracts, and purchase orders, along with expedited contracting methods such as term consultant contracting, GC minor maintenance, and job order contracting. CUNY, SUNY, and OMH remain DASNY's largest clients, representing approximately 320 million, or 86% of construction procurements. Approximately $163 million, or 44% of construction activities, were procured using the standard design bid build procurement method, with an average construction contract of $2.7 million, and several SUNY and CUNY projects exceeding $10 million contracts. In addition to design bid build, $40 million, over $40 million was procured using the alternative delivery method, construction manager at risk for SUNY project. Alternative delivery is becoming an important tool in DASNY's belt and will be reflected in the future as the New York State Department of Health's Life Sciences Lab project gets underway. In the interest of being brief, I point to the other tables in the report that represent the types and awards procured by DASNY in the last fiscal year. I'm sure you'll get a good appreciation of the variety of services and commodities using a wide range of procurement methodologies that DASNY procures to serve internal and external needs. I conclude my presentation. Without any questions or comments, request the board for a motion to approve 23-24 procurement report.
I just want to say great job, Nick and Kara. I think like it really speaks volumes of the dedication to your teams to achieving these results, especially in what was a tough financing year, just because of macroeconomic conditions. Does anybody have any questions, comments? No? Okay, then I think we do need a motion to approve the annual procurement report resolution.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Al.
Second.
Thank you, Joan, is a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great. Motion carries. Report resolution is approved. Moving on to tab 8, the public finance report. Portia, is that you today? Oh, sorry.
One comment or one update under tab 7 under the report of the president. I had to confer with my general counsel first, but I wanted to make sure that we had the opportunity to recognize that Nadine Fontaine has been a tremendous part of our team and has been so excellent in her work for DASNY that her stellar career has been recognized by the governor, and she has been nominated to the Court of Claims to be a judge. So we expect that will be happening at the end of the year. We are so proud of her and the work that she's done here, and having been a part of that platform to rise her up to a higher office, and to doing great work for the people in a different capacity. So Nadine, thank you for that. We're not saying goodbye at all before December, but I did want to recognize that important milestone, and share that information with our board.
Kudos.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you.
That really concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Okay. Okay, well then, if you're really sure, Robert, we'll turn it over to Portia for the public finance report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Included in the members' materials are the standard public finance reports, as well as 2 resolutions. I'd like to start with the first resolution that's in connection with the annual bond sale report. And the annual bond sale report is included in the members' materials. According to the bond buyer, the DASNY was the 6th largest issuer in the nation in calendar year 2023. I would note that our annual bond sale report, however, is provided on our fiscal year basis. So April 1 through March 31. We issued approximately $8 billion in bonds this year in 13 different financings with a particularly busy second quarter. Overall, we had 6 financings totaling $806 million that were undertaken on behalf of our private clients last year, and 7 financings totaling about $7.2 billion were undertaken on behalf of our public clients. So last year we issued on behalf of 4 public programs for the state. We did 2 PIT financings, 1 sales tax financing, 1 CUNY financing. For the other public entities, we did 1 BOCES financing, the school district pool, as well as a SUNY dorms financing. We had 4 higher ed deals, 1 for St. John's, 1 for Columbia, 1 for the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, AMDA, and 1 for New York Institute of Technology. We did 1 healthcare financing on behalf of New York Presbyterian Hospital. And we had 1 other independent institution, which was the Interagency Council. Just a few observations, based on par amount, the vast majority of the bonds that we issued were in connection with public clients, and more particularly the state through PIT or sales tax. Credit enhancement was not really a big factor in the issuance that we did last year. The school district financing did have credit enhancement. We continue to see private placements. The St. John's and AMDA transactions were private placements. There's also a TELP report included. Last year we did 2 TELP leases totaling $34 million. Overall, again, I'd like to thank my staff in public finance and portfolio monitoring. This report is really a testament to their work, together with the work of the folks in the finance department and the legal department. They all did extraordinary work in the last year, and for that, I am grateful. In particular, though, I would like to thank Steve Kosher on my staff. Steve oversaw the revamp of the public finance database, and as a result of that, we were really able to automate and be much more efficient in the production of our end of the year reports. So that was really a huge endeavor on his part, and I would like to thank him for that. I'd also like to thank Alex Sardine, who provided the annual ratings report. So there's a resolution in your materials that follow the annual bond sale report. Madam Chair.
Sure. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the annual bond sale report?
So moved.
Great. Thank you, Al.
Sure.
Thank you, Jerry. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. Anyone abstaining? Great. Thank you. Your resolution is approved. Portia, I think you have 1 more.
Yeah. Before the board for your consideration is also a resolution in connection with the $700 million Kings County Transformation Program. As some of you may recall, the Department of Health made a $664 million grant to One Brooklyn Health back in 2018 under this program. The board adopted a resolution at that time authorizing the submission of that grant to the Public Authorities Control Board. At the time, PACB asked that they be notified when the remaining $36 million was allocated to bring us up to the total of the $700 million appropriated for the program. DOH has now allocated the remaining $36 million to One Brooklyn Health. And before you for consideration is the resolution authorizing the submission of that award to the Public Authorities Control Board.
Great, thank you so much. Anyone have any questions? No? Okay.
No.
May we have a motion to approve? Anyone? Someone?
So moved.
Thank you, Janice. Anyone want a second?
Sure.
Thank you, Jerry. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Resolution to submit to PACB carries. Thank you very much. Then back to the star of the day, Kim Ellis for the financial report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before I go into my report, we do still have KPMG here. I just want to give them an opportunity if they have any words regarding our financial statements. Just want to make sure for the record that it is noted that they will be issuing an unmodified opinion on DASNY's financials. Jeff?
Yeah, no, exactly what Kim alluded to. You know, the financial statements were prepared rapidly as normal. We will be issuing an unmodified opinion associated with those financial statements. We want to thank the finance team for their cooperation. There were no disagreements. They gave full cooperation and fully transparent. And we also want to thank Jenna and the internal audit team for the assistance they provided as part of this year's audit.
Thank you, Jeff.
So-
Moving on.
Do you want to let your KPMG friends go? I don't know where they have to go, but in case they have to go.
Those financials issues, though.
I imagine they have some bows to put on this stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Moving on to the monthly financial report in your materials. You have the financial report, which shows results through April, which shows personnel expenses are slightly over projection and non-personnel slightly under projection. We closed 3 private debt issuances for the period, generating $400,000 in fees and billed $1.6 million in direct labor hours. Also included in your report is the quarterly investment report, which shows the allocation of investments as of March 31st, 2024. Unless there's any questions related to either of those reports, that concludes my report.
Okay, and I believe, did you want to ask your question about KPMG? You good?
Is it appropriate for the staff?
We can do it in executive session. Okay, all right. Okay, I don't think we have any resolutions for you, so then we will move on. Steve, I don't see you, but I assume you're in Albany somewhere. Is he somewhere?
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Okay, there he is. Okay, great.
Door.
Looks like you're hiding behind a door. So Steve, over to you in the construction report. We're expecting big things since you have all these construction interns.
Interns.
I'm gonna keep it brief because I know they all want to get back to work. So we'll start with just some statistics from the last reporting period. We had 2 new projects added, one at New York City College of Technology, an $8 million fire alarm project, and an OPWDD project up at Sunmount, steam and condensate piping project, $5.7 million. We completed a project at Kingsborough Community College, an $8 million mechanical upgrade project. Expenditures year over year, April 2023, we're at 28.7, and the recently concluded April 2024 expenditures were at 56.9. So we're starting new fiscal year off with a $28.2 million increase in expenditures. On the cover of the monthly construction projects report, we highlighted the Central New York Psych Center, 2 roof replacements. This project was challenging due to the fact that there were many supply chain issues. Roofing was a major issue regarding supply chain, especially coming out of COVID. It took 45 weeks for the roofing material to arrive. This pushed one of the building roofing project upgrades into the following construction season. The project budget was $1.1 million. Trudeau Architects was our design consultant. Design started in January of 2020, completed in April of 21. Midstate Contractors was our general contractor. They started in July of 22 and completed in December of 23. A couple of program updates. We'll start with SUNY and the FIT project. Our most recent schedule update received in June from our general contractor. has the construction completion date slipping into August of '24. Floor, wall, and ceiling classroom finish work is underway. The building-wide MEP and commissioning systems continues. LD notices went out in September of '23, and we last visited the project just last week. Up at UAlbany, Colonial Quad, this project is completing. We're targeting July of this year. Should be ready for the students in August. This is the gut reno of 2 low-rise residence halls, as well as the at SUNY New Paltz, Mohonk Hall. This is the renovation of a 4-story, 3-story residence hall. We're adding a 4th story, adding a new roof. It's a $49 million gut reno. The substantial completion date is July of 2025. And we are 1/3 of the way through our SUNY summer program, 25 projects valued at $50 million. So far, so good. Nothing alarming at this point to report. As far as CUNY goes, our next meeting with our counterparts is Tuesday, June 25th, next week. Continue to work on program delivery. We're awaiting a joint meeting to be scheduled between DASNY's chiefs and CUNY's ADs to communicate the changes. In the meantime, there's a number of CUNY projects and programs that are very robust. Heavy portfolios at Queens College, Hunter, York, CSI, New York City Tech, and City College, amongst others. We continue to work internally both on efficiently delivering for CUNY, and we are beginning to implement our downstate reorganization, which is really focusing on the CUNY delivery. On the $1.7 billion Life Sciences Public Health Lab, design is well underway. We are negotiating the PLA with the Capital District BCTC, and our next scheduled meeting for those negotiations is this Thursday. OMH and OPWDD, just large backlogs for both customer agencies. Heavy workloads at St. Lawrence, Mid-Hudson, Capital District, Rochester, Central New York, Rockland, South Beach, Kingsborough, Pilgrim PC, and Mohawk Valley. We are closing in on selecting a design build team for our Capital District Psych Center design build, a 500 parking space new build garage. So that's coming soon, Sarah informs me. And also for OMH, the Mid-Hudson new build, our package number 2 is going to be opened on July 25th. There's a large project, $300 million, and we're expecting bids on the 25th of July. Western New York Children's Psych Center, this is a renovation and a new build addition. The project has experienced delays due to discovery that roof framing members associated with the new addition were not sized for actual loading conditions. Conceptual repair design is underway. The associated cost and project delays will be determined once we receive the repair concepts. Our customer agency, OMH, is fully aware. On to a few administrative items, over 40 positions still being recruited for in the construction division, including schedulers, engineers, architects, estimators, project managers, and field reps. We also have a number of other positions in the construction division in the procurement area and OPG. PLAs for consideration. Next month, we should be coming to the board with the Rochester PLA. This is a pretty large project, about a $35 million project that we just got the go-ahead on from OPWDD. We've negotiated the PLA. We'll be bringing the terms to the board at our next July meeting. As far as PM Web goes, we're continuing to migrate projects from contract manager to PM Web. There's about 1,200 projects now in the new application. We're starting to take aim at phase 2, which will begin in the first quarter of 2025, and will include the replacement of DASNY's design review system, our doctor check system, and the implementation of an integration with Bluebeam, which is a third-party collaboration application. I was gonna mention something about the summer interns, but why bother? They're all here. CUNY MWBE conference, Mike Stabulus, our managing senior director for Downstate Construction, represented DASNY at the June 5th CUNY MWBE conference held at John Jay College. Mike participated on a panel discussion with our CUNY counterparts discussing design and construction opportunities for MWBEs and SDVOB firms. SUNY Community College Business Officers Administration Conference, Joanna Yackel, Chief Project Manager for Upstate, represented DASNY at the June 3rd through 6th SUNY Community College Conference held at New Pulse. Joanna presented DASNY's service offerings to the group, and Kristen Costello, Chief Procurement, and Janine Teff, Senior Interior Designer, represented DASNY at our exhibitor booth, both working to bring new business into DASNY. A couple of upcoming engagements. The 2024 MWBE Regional Opportunities Expo is scheduled for upstate New York on June 18th. That same expo series moves to Midtown Manhattan on July 11th. And DASNY will be presenting at the SUNY PPAA conference in Poughkeepsie on July 16th. That concludes my report.
Okay, great, thank you. Well, seems like you have a busy runway for the rest of the year, so good to hear that. I think, Nadine, you have nothing for this general board meeting, correct?
Correct.
All right, so we are going to go into executive session. Sarah, will you, we don't have any business after that, so do you want to excuse everybody who doesn't need to be here?
Correct, thank you. So after the motion to go into executive session, all but the managing directors and the board will leave. And that will be the last item of business. The board will simply come back after executive session to adjourn the meeting.
Great, thank you. Okay. To that end, may we have a motion to go into executive session to discuss the financial and credit history of a particular corporation, matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation, and proposed pending or current litigation.
So moved.
Thank you, Al. Thank you, Joan. Okay. I think now we are back in the main session, back from executive session. While we were in executive session, no decisions were made other than to return to public session. I will note that the next meeting is July 17th. May I have a motion to conclude the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Thank
I'll
you,
second
Jerry.
it.
Thank you, Al. New York City working strong today. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. See you on the 17th, and congratulations again, Nadine. It's a real testament to your acumen and skills.
And Amanda, morning, thank you.